Art of Skincare, and I have my friend Elowen here, my granddaughter. She's with me this morning, and we are broadcasting from Oceanside. We've spent a couple days at the beach, getting some sun. Yeah, lots of waves. But I'm really excited to be here with you guys today, as I am every Tuesday. Okay, and let's see. Hold on you guys, I have a double sound issue going on. So we're gonna fix that really quick. I'm gonna get in here and adjust the settings on the iPad, and then we'll get started. Today we're gonna be talking about LeMieux's O2 Oxygen Infuser. And turn off Bluetooth on this one. There we go. There we go. Now we should be working again. Yes, now we are connected right for you guys. So let's get YouTube back up on this. I have two devices going, and I have my phone, which we're using the camera on so you guys can see us. And then I also have my iPad so that when we get to the live chat portion, you guys can ask me questions. Since I don't have Ben here with me on Oceanside, I need two devices to make this work. So there we go. Okay, so today we have at Art of Skincare double points going on for Dr. Este. So there are a lot of products that I love in Dr. Este. I talk to you guys about them a lot. And some of them are the moisturizing cleansing gel, the dual enzyme deep clean, love that. A bunch of their ampoules I love. I love their goat milk peels. Okay. We got a photo bomber here. And so I want to, share those things that I love. But most importantly, today, I had promised you guys that we would talk about the LeMieux Oxygen Infuser. So the technical name for this is the LeMieux Ionized Oxygen Infuser. And I love this little device, and I have some tips for you guys. So first of all, the neat thing about this, I'm trying to find the little thing in my pocket that I hope I put in here. I might have misplaced it. I wanted to show you guys a little rubber tip that comes on it, and I don't know where it is. Oh well, it's in my pocket or somewhere around the house. But so when you get this, what this does is it uses oxygen to spray through this air sprayer, and the serums are up in this end, and then it blows the serums out in a micronized mist. So it's a very, very fine mist that really nourishes the skin and is very well received and absorbed by the skin. But there's some things you need to know when you open the box up. First of all, your atomizer comes like this, and then you have the sprayer, and I'll take this little cap off because that comes off of it. Now, the thing that I wanted to show you is that this comes with a little rubber cover on the spray end. Now, the first time I went to use this, and in fact, I did use it with that, I used it with the rubber cover over it. And it kind of sprayed, but it also dribbled everywhere. And I thought, what is wrong with this thing? And it took Celine, of course, telling me, well, you didn't take the rubber stopper off. So sometimes we receive these back. People saying that it dribbles, it doesn't work properly, and it's just because you haven't removed the little rubber stopper off, or silicone. The little silicone stopper has to come off. Now, this gets screwed on the top like this. And the next thing that you need to know is that this end, the spray comes out this end. This end is where you can tighten it down or loosen it up. This is where it pulls oxygen from this side. Now, scientifically, the way this works is you have to have this flow open in order for it to pull air and go out this side. If you have this all the way tightened down, you're not going to get a mist coming out this end because you need that vacuum happening. So you've got to open this side up a little bit. Now, your little nozzle has adjustments. You can make your spray more fine, or you can make it more heavy. I'm going to show you guys when I'm using this. I like to spray so that it makes my skin damp, but I don't like water or serums running down my skin. If you have it running down your skin, you have this set too high and you just want to tighten it down a little bit. Or you can also tighten this end down a little bit, and that'll just reduce that vacuum a little bit. So your ionizer is going to come with 2 cups. Really, one's a large cup and a smaller cup. You could have just received 2 small cups. I'm going to tell you why, but it's good to have 2, even if one's bigger than you really need. What I like to do is I like to put an AM serum cocktail in one, and then I put a PM serum cocktail in the other one, and I can use them interchangeably. Now, one of the beauties that you're going to find of using the atomizer is that you use less of your serums. Where normally you would use 1 full dropper for, or a half dropper, probably a half to full dropper for your face, neck, and chest, you're going to be able to use that on your whole body and still have some left over for the next day. It's so cool. So I'm going to show you guys how to do this. I'm going to now screw on the smaller one. Now I have a number of recipes that I'm sharing with you guys, and they're on a blog post at Art of Skincare. I will have Ben put in the description of this video. There will be a link to my blog. So you can go there and you can actually see some of these combinations of things that I put together. What I want you to know is that none of them are set in stone. They are really for inspiration for you. You can use any serums that you have at home that don't have acids in them and that aren't oil based. So a little bit of oil in there is not going to be a problem, but you don't want to put an oil in there or something that the first ingredient is oil. That's going to be oily and that's going to clog up your diffuser and not be good for it at all. So you can use any serums that you have at home. I'm going to be showing you my favorite ones from Dr. Este and how I like to mix them together and put them into this. I'm a little distracted here. Hey, you. All right. Uh, so I'm going to be showing you what I mix together and put in here. And first of all, though, let me tell you, if you buy the kit with your diffuser that comes from LeMieux, you're going to get the Oh My Glow activator and the Oh My Glow serum. So normally you would put the activator into your little container. You can fill it up as much as you want. I find that even on the little container, either one, of your activator, if you really don't need very much for one day. If you're going to be treating for one day, you can put in this just down to the bottom of the container here. And then you're going to start adding your serums in here. So with the LeMieux system, you would put your activator in. Then you would put in 2 to 4 drops of the Oh My Glow serum. Now, how do you determine how many drops to put in? Generally, the drier your skin is, the more compromised your barrier, the more drops you want to put in. At times, if my skin is really dry, when I first was going through COVID and came out of COVID, my skin was really dehydrated. I was using a full dropper full mixed in here, and that's okay to do. Now, I want to tell you guys before I start telling you what other things you can put in your atomizer, I want to tell you guys that these are excellent. They contain ceramides, peptides, niacin, hyaluronic acid. There are lots of great anti-aging ingredients in these products, and they are acne safe. So even just using your atomizer with these, you're getting a really great treatment for your skin, and your skin will really glow and feel wonderful. Now, you guys know me, I like to cocktail things, and so do you guys sometimes. You like to mix things up. So what I'm going to show you is how I use the ampoules from Dr. Este. Now, these ampoules, these are the largest sizes. I like to get the large sizes when I'm using them in my O2 infuser because they last a long time. You get more for your money. These bottles are beautiful. They're nice and heavy. They don't tip over. Got a little one yawning here. Hey, you go read a book. Go find something to do. Okay, so of the ampoules, I'm going to explain these ampoules to you so that you can pick out which ones you might want to use and when you might want to use them. So let's first of all just go through them. I'm going to go to the most basic. This one is the Hyal. The Hyal serum is, as it says, it's a hyaluronic serum. I'm going to move my stuff around here so I don't break anything. It is a hyaluronic serum. It's got like, it's also got some rose water in it. So I'm getting my little notes here so I don't say the wrong thing. So we've got 6 forms of hyaluronic acid. So we've got lighter and heavier weights, all kinds of different weights. So we're sure to get the right kind of hyaluronic acid on the skin. We've got the rose water, which has vitamins A, B, C, and D in it. It's got goat milk in it. So that goat milk has really good probiotics for your skin. It also has, that's about it. That's what it is. I mean, it's um, 91% May water, and then we've added in the niacin and the hyaluronic acid, all the 6 forms of hyaluronic acid. So that is just a great all around serum for anyone wanting to take good care of their skin and also to go after dehydration. Now, if you live in a very humid environment, you don't need to use hyaluronic serum, and you may not know that. I mean, a lot of times in a humid climate, people like to use a gel as a moisturizer and they'll just grab a hyaluronic gel. But guess what? You don't need a hyaluronic gel when you're in a really humid climate because then you know your skin already has a lot of water in it and you feel sticky all over. So, hyaluronic serums are better in those more dry and arid climates. Now, if you are in that kind of a humid climate, that's the beauty of some of the other serums that I have here, or ampules that I have from Dr. Este. So let's for the second one, let's pull azulene. Azulene is not a hyaluronic serum. Azulene has in it, let me pull it here so I can give it to you exactly. Um, get out of here. So it's got green tea as its base, and then it has gazola. It's like a gazola compound, which is amazing for treating rosacea, for treating acne. It's very soothing, antimicrobial. So this is a wonderful serum. It's got the azulene. The name azulene comes from chamomile, and most of you know chamomile is very soothing to the skin. So this is a very soothing remedy for you to put in your diffuser that is going to reduce redness, decrease breakouts. It also has that goat milk in it, so it's going to give your skin the prebiotics that it needs. So you're really enhancing your microbiome on the skin, and that is excellent. The next one I want to show you guys is the Vita C. So the Vita C serum ampule has 71% lemon water. It has MAP, which is magnesium ascorbyl phosphate, which is a really nice, gentle form of vitamin C. But they also put some ascorbic acid in there. So it's boosted with that little stronger, more acidic vitamin C. Still, all in all, very gentle, but it's very brightening. And so this could be an excellent serum for daytime use for anyone who struggles with hyperpigmentation, like I do. It's going to be brightening. It's also going to give you all the great antioxidant protection. Okay. Next one I'm pulling up. This is the MGF serum. The MGF serum is a snail mucin filtrate. So you've got those great ingredients that go along with the snail mucin. So it's got naturally occurring glycolic acid, naturally occurring retinol, and it's got growth factors in it. So, and peptides. So this is going to be a really good anti-aging serum, and I tend to pull this one to use at nighttime. It's got all kinds of peptides for reducing wrinkles and softening those tension lines in the face. So it's an excellent one to use at nighttime when your skin is restoring and resting. And you'll see in my serum protocols, my cocktails I'm sharing with you guys, I often use this in the nighttime rituals. Okay, let's see. We've hit all of those. One more ampule that Dr. Este makes. This also comes in the goat milk peel in a small bottle. This is a larger bottle of the goat milk ampule. So this has got 10,000 ppm of goat milk in it. So it's got all those good probiotics in it. It also has propolis in it, which is a really good non-pore clogging sealant on the skin, so it really helps with barrier repair. This is what I use to add moisturizing, more moisturizing benefits to my cocktail. So a lot of times on my recipes, you'll see that I either use the goat milk ampule or I use Oh My Glow. So I'll choose between these, or you can put both in. That's not a problem. You could use any of these with the glow system. So they would boost your glow system, adding more vitamin C or more peptides, depending on what you're using, more hyaluronic acid. Or with the goat milk, you're adding in those good probiotics. But this would be your more hydrating. This is going to give you that little more of lasting hydration protection on your serums. And I usually put 2 to 4 drops of this, or even a full dropper full of this into my cocktail. So let's get started here. I want to show you guys, well, Let's so we've talked about ampules. Now you've got to mix in your little container, you've got to mix it with something. So you can mix those ampules that I just showed you, you can mix them with Oh My Glow Activator, or you can mix them with the isocell recovery solution. Now, we all know that isocell recovery solution really enhances the absorption of any serum that you use. So I often will use this as as the base for my other cocktails. I'll just fill up a little bit of the isocell and then start putting in droppers of my other serums that I want to use. One of the beautiful things, and I've used this already this week, being in Oceanside, Michelle, my wonderful husband, did not put any sunscreen on his back when we went to the ocean. I kept saying, "Do you have sunscreen on your back?" No. So we got a little burnt. So what we do is we poured this into the infuser. I put, about that much of this, and then I grabbed the azulene because I wanted that, the soothing chamomile in there and the green tea, all that good antioxidant protection. I wanted that in there. So I mostly used isocell, and then I used 1 dropper full of azulene, poured it into my atomizer, and then I sprayed that all over his neck and back and everywhere that he had a little too much sun. And then there was plenty left over because you'll see when you use the atomizer, your serums and everything go a lot further and last a long time. So I then also, of course, gave myself a nice antioxidant treatment after being out at the beach all day. So let's go ahead. So that's where I wanted to start. I wanted to show you guys what to do if you've had too much sun. This is a really nice combination in your atomizer. But for day-to-day use, I generally have an AM and a PM. And you can put anything you want in these. I'm just going to show you what I do, and I want you just to be inspired to figure out what you want to put in yours. So I'm going to make an AM infusion right now. I've got my cup on here. Now I'm going to take the isocell recovery solution, and I'm going to use that as my base for my daily AM serum. I'm just going to pour. There's some little lines on here, but it doesn't have to be exact. I'm about to the first line on the little cup. Now, for me, I'm speckly. I'm not speckly person. I get a lot of uneven pigmentation. Um, and I get a lot of sun, so I want some really good antioxidant protection and good healing protection. So you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my recovery serum from Neogenesis. That's going to give me those stem cells that I want on my skin, the stem cell cytokines. I want those on my skin every day. So I'm putting in 1 pump of that. And I'm looking at all my choices over here. My next choice, and you can see I use a lot. There's not a whole lot left in here. Ready to buy another one. I'm going to get a nice dropper full of the Vita C ampule. I'm going to add that in. Nice. Now, could I use something else for a base instead of isocell? I could, especially if I'm going to be using this on pigmented areas of my body. You'll see in my recipes, I could use Rhonda Allison's brightening pigment lotion or I guess she's changed the name of it to Brightening Pigment Tonic. I could use that instead of Isocell if I wanted to have more intensive brighteners in here, that would be okay. I could put in her Natural Mega Brightening Serum. I probably, if I was gonna do that, I would do it for nighttime for my body because, that's when you would wanna use that serum. Now, I want this to be hydrating as well. I wanna have some good moisture, so I'm gonna go ahead to this. Oh, you know what else I'm gonna add? I am really dehydrated. So I'm gonna add in a good dropper full of the hyaluronic serum. This is Hyal from Dr. Este. And now I'm gonna grab my goat milk ampule. And I'm just gonna put in here, there's a one dropper full. I like to put extra, so I'm gonna put in 3 dropperfuls of the goat milk ampule. Get some good probiotics on my skin, propolis to help seal in the moisture. And now I've got it on there. And let's show you how it works. So before you use it the first time, you'll want to charge it up. Then you're going to push this button. I make sure that this is a little loose. Doesn't have to be really loose, just a little enough so we can get a vacuum going. And then this little button up here, this little lever, this is where when I pull it, it begins to spray. Now, as I test it on my hand, what I want to do is I want to make sure that it's not spraying so much that I then have serum just running and dripping off my skin. What instead, and I can turn it up a little more. Instead, what I want is just where it gets a little wet shininess to it. So I just keep adjusting. I adjusted the back, I adjust the front. And you know what else to do too, which I didn't show you guys, let me turn it off for a minute, is there's a little hole in the top to help with that vacuum suction. I am going to shake this baby. Let's shake it up. There we go. Now I can turn it back on. And yeah, now I'm just getting that perfect, you guys won't be able to see it in this lighting and on the film, but I'm just getting a nice wet sheen on the skin, but I'm not getting any drips running down. So I can do my neck. Now, everything that I put in here, even though I was thinking about my body, it's all good for my face too. All of these are made for the face, all these serums. So I can do my face, neck, my chest. Feels wonderful. Now, I also love things that smell good. So another thing that I'll sometimes do is I love to grab the hydrating hydrosols from Botnia. So if you love those hydrosols from Botnia and you love the scent, you could use that as your carrier. Or you could just put a little bit in so you're adding to that wonderful scent so that when you use it, it has that emotionally rejuvenating scent that just, transports you. So from here, when I get out of the shower, this is all made up for me. I make up enough to last for the week. I will hop out of the shower, pat myself dry, and then I do this over my whole body. This is how I apply my moisturizer in the morning. Get the elbows. Oh my goodness, right? Those elbows get so dry. So that is my morning recipe. When you turn it off, you just push the button again and it turns off. Now, let me if I take this one off, it does create this issue where it's going to leak out everywhere. See how it goes here. Yep. I did it for here. I leaked it out. So when you take this off, whatever leftovers you have in here, they're just gone. So it can be hard to interchange unless you have a little bowl or cup that you open this over and you set it right in there and then you can refill it. Unfortunately, it's just a design flaw. They should have made it so we could close this off, Or, if there were no hole in this end, we could turn it over and store it like that. They just didn't think of those things. But it's okay. It's still a great device, still works really well. I'm gonna put on a fresh one now, and I'm gonna make for you guys a PM recipe that I like. So for PM, again, I can use Oh My Glow Activator, and I often do for my PM. Let's just do it this time. But you could also use um, Rhonda Allison's Brightening Pigment Tonic. You could use a Botania tonic. You could use Isocell Recovery Solution, of course, which we've already talked about. I'm just going to put some Oh My Glow in there. I really like the peptides and hyaluronic acid and niacin and everything in there, but I want to boost all those. And I want to make this more anti-aging for me. So I'm going to grab the MGF. So I've got my snail mucin here. It's got the naturally occurring glycolic and retinol, so it's very gentle. It's got some growth factors in there. It's going to give me more peptides for releasing those lines, tension lines around the face from the day. Let's put all that in there. Let's also soothe. Let's grab some, here it is. Let's grab some azulene so we can really soothe the skin at night, calm it, reduce any redness from the day. If I have any blemishes, help heal that, or rosacea, it's going to calm that. Put that in there. Now I can choose. I can either do my goat milk or I can do my O2 Glow Serum, or I can use both of these together if I want to. So let's just go for it and do some of both in here. I'm going to put in 4 drops of Oh My Glow. And then I'm going to do 1 dropper full of my goat milk ampule. So I have the good probiotics that I want. So we're boosting whatever we would normally get from the LeMieux products. And I'm going to mix it up. There we go. Make sure it's on there well. Turn it on. Test it, make sure that it's not too strong, but yet I'm getting some moisture. Let's open this up a little more. You just keep adjusting and opening it up. Well, you won't get any. I'm being silly. You guys can laugh at me. I wasn't pulling my button. If I don't pull this lever back, I'm not going to get any serum on my skin. I can tighten it down a little more. Okay, there we go. Now I'm getting a nice, actually I'm getting too much. So I'm just going to tighten this down a little further. Perfect. Just gives the skin a wet glow with no drippiness. And now I can apply. Now, if I were to use as my base a tonic like brightening pigment lotion, or I'm going to put in here natural mega brightening serum, I would be careful about around the eye area because those are not designed for the eye area. There's a little acid in those and it might sting. But no problem if I want to get that. I love natural mega brightening serum on my body, hyperpigmentation. So you don't have to worry about it on your body. You can put those more active serums in here without any issues. Okay, you guys, I am going to open it up. I've showed you everything. I'm going to open it up to questions. So you guys can shoot away at me. Let's see if I have any notes on my note card that I didn't mention. Let's give you a quick little rundown before I dive into your questions. Sunburn. I'm grabbing Isocell and azulene. So grab those out. Isocel and Azulene, those are my sunburn go-tos. Okay, my aging in the morning was Isocel and the Vita C and the hyaluronic acid, and then the Oh My Glow or the goat milk, or a combination of the two. PM, I'm using the Isocel. Of course, to any of these, you can add recovery serum. So that the sunburn one, of course, I'm adding recovery serum into the sunburn remedy. Neogenesis recovery, I would definitely be putting in my PM routine. Even I'm going to be using Isocel. I'm going to use the MGF, the Hyal, and the goat milk, and the Glow. For really dry skin, you're going to want to use the Isocel or the Oh My Glow activator, and then add hyaluronic acid to it. Add the goat milk ampule to it. Add the Oh My Glow to it. You're going to want to really beef up all those really hydrating and moisturizing elements of all of those. So you can go to the description of this video. There's a little down arrow. You can go to that description, and there's a link to my website where there's a blog article. And I put together all of, kind of my favorite combinations, my favorite serum cocktails for the atomizer. And I give those to you not so that you necessarily need to follow them exactly, but to inspire you. Use those to inspire you to create your own cocktails to use in the atomizer. All righty. Now I'm going to dive into questions here. Let's see. And grab some readers because this is tiny writing on an iPad. Hello. All right, Jenny's here. She says, I'm very confused in which order the ampules are applied. Hyal is thick, but I was told to use it first before serums. Is that right? So that all depends, Jenny. I mean, if you're putting them into the atomizer, they're all just going in there. It doesn't matter what order you're going to put them in. If you're applying them with your fingers, you want to go from lightest to heaviest. But when you get into these hyaluronic serums from either LeMieux or Dr. Este, they are a thicker serum. They have one of them has 6 weights and the other one has 9 weights, I think, 9 different types of hyaluronic acid in it. So they're a thicker serum. So if you're using recovery serum from Neogenesis, it's very lightweight. It's almost watery. You put that on first. If you're using a more watery form of vitamin C, you would put that on before your hyaluronic serum. So you just want to go from lightest to heaviest. And then once you put on the hyaluronic serum, especially if you're in a dry dry climate, that's when you're going to want to make sure you're either using it with the isocel or you are applying a spritz of another hydrosol or water, something high in water on top of that hyaluronic serum, because that hyaluronic serum wants to suck water out of the environment. If you're in a dry environment, there's no water to dry out. You're going to want to do some spritzing to give it that water to pull into your skin. So I hope that answers your question, helps it to be a little more clear. Lauren. Lauren says, yes, you can reach out to her on live chat at Art of Skincare, and she'll tell you, you can tell her exactly which serums you have, and she'll tell you which order to put them on. And Lauren's amazing. Sylvia says, I'm so excited as I received my infuser yesterday. Can or do I use this after my Emapel? So Emapel would go after. You would apply any of these serums in your infuser and then put Emapel on. Now, if you're using Cavapla, you would use your infuser first and then put on your Cavapla, and then you would put on Emapel after your Cavapla. Isn't that all a lot of steps? Some of us like to do that. No, not everybody does, but that would be the order of ingredients. Sarah says, is there fragrance in all of these? No, I don't think there's fragrance in any of them. Lauren can pipe in here. Sniff checks. I've never noticed a fragrance in any of them. The ones that would have fragrance most likely would be the LeMieux products. But even the Oh My Glow activator has no scent. Let me see the glow serum. The Glow Serum has some scent to it. That has a little LeMieux. She's so funny, Janelle. Years ago, when I first started carrying LeMieux, she makes that BioCell rejuvenating cream. We all love it. Has a very glowy finish, but it has a very perfumey scent. And I asked her if she could take that scent out, and she told me, "Oh no, it would smell bad." So, there's natural ingredients you put in things that sometimes don't smell very good, so you've gotta put in something to help mask that, and I don't think that's exactly what Janelle's doing, but I think also that just her own aesthetic, she likes something that smells nice to her. So, in the Oh My Glow serum, there is definitely a little perfumey scent to it, but it is very, very light, so it will depend on how sensitive you are. Let me check the goat milk, try and put it in a different spot. No, the goat milk, nothing. So anything from Dr. Este, as far as ampules go, they have no scent to them. Checking the vitamin C. Some of them have like vitamin C has this lemon water in it, but I don't smell any lemon. And the Hyal has that crazy amount of rose water, but I don't remember it smelling like rose, but let me check. Yeah, so this Hyal, you will smell the rose. It's not a super strong. It's not as strong as LeMieux's ISO rose. That's really strong. But this definitely you're gonna smell some of that, the rose that's in that. But otherwise, I hope that's helpful. Let's see who's next here. Valentina. I saw your email, Valentina. I'm so sorry that you've gotten COVID and you're in your ninth day. Um, yeah, as you know, I just got over it myself. It's a good 3-week haul, so don't overdo it. Drink a lot of water. And you're wanting to know what to do about your dry skin. Let's see what it says here. Very dehydrated along with dry mouth. So, what do you suggest for my skin recovery? So, first of all, get somebody to go out and get for you some electrolytes. Be adding electrolytes and vitamin C to your water because you're probably finding that no matter how much water you drink, it feels like it's just not going into your body. So those electrolytes can be really helpful. Next thing I would say is to use Neogenesis Skin Serum and then use Neogenesis Intensive Moisturizer and Neogenesis Barrier Repair over the top of that. And then if you're still dry, then get an oil. Maybe you have Botania's Wisdom Oil or you have Rhonda Allison's Infuse 7. One of those oils, just take a little bit and pat that over the top of all that. And that will be very helpful for you. Now, I know you also have the Mitama, so when you're starting to feel more energy, get the Mitama out. Put on the mask, do your Mitama treatment. I found that that was one of the best things to help to get that skin rehydrated. If you don't have a Mitama, for those of you who are listening who maybe don't have that and are interested in this topic, use ultrasound to drive in some water-based serums. You could use the MBK Wave. You could use the CIV setting on the curve. You could use the My Skin Buddy. There's lots of different things that you can use. Even the Claire Blend Mini will infuse water and hydration into the skin if you use it with some good hydrating serums and your isocell recovery solution. So I hope that's helpful for you, and I hope you feel better soon, Valentina. Joseph, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Joseph's here. Says all of the ampules last a very long time, no scent at all. Yes. So Joseph is right. These ampules last a very long time, and especially if you're using them in your sprayer, because they do. They last a long time. Okay, and then Sarah says, do all your ampules have hyaluronic acid? Which ones don't? So, no, not all the ampules have hyaluronic acid. I believe this is the only one that has hyaluronic. Be sure and check what I'm saying on the website. You can take a look or you can reach out to Lauren on chat and have her confirm it. But I believe the MGF, the Vita C, and the Azulene. I believe there's no hyaluronic acid in these. Um, LeMieux is a hyaluronic company. They use hyaluronic acid as a base in everything, so you will find hyaluronic acid in the Oh My Glow serum and activator. But no hyaluronic acid in the recovery serum from Neogenesis, I don't think. But don't take my word for it, but that's my best guess. And Lauren on live chat can definitely verify for you. If you're allergic to hyaluronic acid, she can verify that for you and make sure that I haven't steered you in a wrong direction. Okay, you guys, I'm having such a wonderful time here at the beach in Oceanside. I'm so thankful to finally be well after months of being sick. And it's really great to just share with you guys and share with you some of my inspiration for the O2 infuser because it can be really fun to use. No matter what serums you have at home, you can put them in as long as they're not oily. Go ahead and put them into your infuser and play with them and have fun with them. Looks like I have one more note down here, a couple more. Valentina says, thank you. She's added electrolytes, yay. But hasn't added vitamin C. So yes, definitely get that vitamin C in you and echinacea. Yes, I'm one of those people. You need your super echinacea from Herb Farm. So look for that. Sarah Leslie says, your favorite wrinkle reversal product for the neck. I have a bunch of them that I really like. Probably my number one top favorite. It's hard to get right now because Rhonda Allison's had trouble sourcing ingredients, but it's that Rhonda Allison Bioreform 28. Really excellent. But also, if you're on a budget, hey, buy on Collagen Revival. Men and women love that. Really good for reducing the texture on the skin and really smoothing that out. So you cannot go wrong with Bion's Collagen Revival. It's a water-based serum too. You could put it into the atomizer as well. There's so many good ones. Those are really my two very favorite, but there's also LeMieux's collagen peptide that can be used for crepey skin. Off the top of my head, on vacation, those are the two that I would pull out for you would be the Collagen Revival from Bion and Rhonda Allison's Bioreform 28. Really good stuff. The other thing I like for my neck is, you've got to put sunscreen on everywhere, including your neck. And I really love Sorella's Dewdrops. So that's your top thing. It's the last thing you put on. It's your SPF. But I love that on my neck because it kind of has that oily, dewy finish to it. And it really blurs the texture on the neck and gives it a really nice glow. So there's that. Okay, let's see what else I have here. Jenny says, thank you. Jenny, you're welcome. Thank you for always tuning in. Sylvia, also, thank you. Ellie Hartman, it's a new person here. How can you tell the difference between solar elastosis and glycation? Very hard to tell the difference. You've got the same cross-hatching stuff going on, and the damage, it's still damaged DNA either way. One sun damage, one is sugar damage. They both usually come hand in hand. So I would say it's hard to tell the difference between the two, and you've got to treat them pretty much the same. Load up on those anti-inflammatories, antioxidants. Yeah, give your body really good antioxidant protection. There's a reach out to Lauren, but there's a supplement that I like. Oh, here it's back in my head now. Liposomal glutathione from Pure Encapsulations on my website. It's a supplement that you take, can really help. So, hope that's helpful. Oh, is clinical for neck not mentioned? Yeah, you know what? I do love that one for the neck. I usually use that one at nighttime. It's a little has a little more active ingredients that are going to cause some shedding of skin cells, so it can be a little drying. So you've got to be careful. You want to use that to retexturize the skin, but you also want to be using really good hydrating products with it. So usually with Is Clinical, I'm going to use that one at night, and then I'm going to use my Bioreform 28 in the morning. So yeah, definitely, and it's interesting. So some people, just depending on what's contributing to the issues with your neck, some people do love Bioreform 28 and see the results immediately with that, but don't like the Is Clinical. And then there's just the opposite. There's some people that use the Is Clinical and Neck Perfect, and 2 days later, they're like, oh my gosh, what a big difference. And they don't really care that much for the heaviness of the Bioreform 28. So there's really something for everyone, and everyone's skin is a little bit different. There's so many contributing factors that can be really unique to each person. So, try one, and then try the other and see which one you like better, or maybe use one in the morning and one at night and see how that works for you. But definitely, I'm glad you bring up the Is Clinical because it is an excellent, really excellent product. All right, everybody. I'm going to head out to the ocean, and I want you guys all to have a wonderful rest of the week, and I'll be with you next week. Let's see, what are we doing next week? Oh, we're going to talk about customized protocols and creating a customized protocol for yourself. I'm going to have my master esthetician and sidekick and personal assistant, Lauren, on the show with us because I want all of you guys to meet Lauren. Lauren and I work together doing all of the healthy aging protocols, and I love her mind. Our minds just work so beautifully together. Really happy with the work we've been doing with you guys and creating those protocols. So we're going to talk about some of her favorite products, some of our favorite combinations that we like to use with our clients, and really what is a healthy aging protocol and how to design one. So we'll talk about that next week, and I'll see you guys there. Take care.